Over the past few months, Michael Porter Jr. has said some pretty wild things to the average man. Let's just take a look at some examples.
So you have to fuck them and pretend that you like it.
No, that's definitely
It's
tough.
awful.
So the average man is going to see these clips and just think about it on a surface level. They're going to hear what he has to say and not really truly think about what he's saying.
The thing I do is like I need to see a little bit about their like beliefs. So I'm not saying I'm a misogynist or anything, but I'll throw on some Andrew Tate and see how they react.
Yeah,
Or I'll
like
like
Andrew
just
Tate
see,
from like 5 years ago.
Throw on,
Andrew
or I'll
Tate.
bring up like conversations and play like devil's advocate just to see how this girl like thinks about certain things.
At first, that might just sound like he's trying to piss her off or rage bait her or make her feel like a certain way. He's doing that to gauge if this girl is a free thinker in the sense that she can have her own opinion without having to just listen to what she sees on TikTok. I've dated many girls who instantly look at Andrew Tate and without even knowing what he's saying or who he is, they're automatically going to assume that he's some sort of criminal and he's done this, he's done that, even though he's beaten all the criminal charges. Has he said some wild things? For sure. But I would argue that the things he has said are more beneficial than things that he said that were a little bit edgy. I would say from my experience, 90% of the girls that I've dated in my life do not have a free mind. They don't think without having someone else confirm if that theory is correct. Most people in general don't even live by their own rules. And when you start really dating more and more and more, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. We're talking about a 6 foot something, handsome, multi-millionaire, 200 M's. What the fuck, bro? Niggas barely hit 100. 200 M's. He's telling you this at his level that pretty much most girls don't have their own opinion. And he's dealing with the top of the baddest of the bad. And you can only imagine with this guy saying that his vice is women and the fact that he can't escape them, he's consistently falling into lust and temptation. You have to imagine how much shit he knows about women if that's the case. Like the fact that we haven't really seen him caught up in no damn scandals with nobody or no situations like your boy Zion Williamson or anything like that, just goes to show you that this dude has his head on a swivel. And there's definitely some things you can learn from him, which is why I'm making this video. He says that his biggest vice is woman. Everyone has their own vice. I can attest to that. My two biggest vices for sure have to be woman is number one. But I think that's a healthier vice than my second one, which is low-key drinking alcohol. I do like drinking, especially in the summertime. There's no better feeling than being with your friends or being by yourself and you just crack yourself open a nice cold beer or you pour yourself a shot. Man, that's some of the best times, but you just gotta realize that vices are destructive nonetheless. His biggest thing about women is just that you know they're gonna waste time. You know they're gonna fake. You know they're gonna cause you to have turmoil if you're not being smart, which is why he has these safeguards in place. Most of you guys, the average guy doesn't have safeguards. The average guy is just walking around cluelessly because he doesn't think that he has anything to lose until he actually ends up losing it. Now, another major thing that went viral recently that he said was that he's splitting rent with his girl, even though he's making 200 M's, right? And he was like, the reason why I'm doing that is so that way she can act right month to month. Because if she gonna be out messing with other dudes, they could pay her rent. And to be honest with you, I can't get mad at him for that. Because it's like, I've had homies who've been in situations, actually one of my homies recently, I've had a homie in a situation with this girl who lived in San Antonio. He had broken up with her and moved back to Houston, right? That's where I'm at right now. He was telling me that he's still paying his half of the rent, even though he knew that she was by herself in that house, and you know she was there for months on end. I don't know about y'all boys. If we break up, and I see you wilding out on the gram, and I'm paying rent, and you're wilding out, you're in the club, you're not with your girl, you're shaking ass, and you still expect me to pay that half of the rent, and my name's not on a lease. I'm hitting the block button. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm hitting the block button. You'll never see from me again. I'll go Casper. I'm gone. Because most of the time when you break up with a girl, the person that you broke up with isn't who you first met. So if I feel like that's the case, and I feel like you were switching up on me, you're moving weird the whole time, and we broke up because of some shit you did, or some shit you said, or somehow way you acted that wasn't because of me, and I truly feel that with conviction on my heart, yeah, you have to act right. Fuck that. The reason why most men will become Michael Porter Jr. once they date enough, once they evolve enough and self-improve, is because Michael Porter Jr. has something that a lot of guys are struggling with today. He has pride in who he is. He's not going to just let anybody come into his life and run him, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, he has, Michael Porter Jr. has rules and regulations in his life. That's why he's not going to date a girl who's has a kid in the NBA with another player, because it's his pride. He has pride. He's not going to just, mope around and act like that shouldn't happen, because it's embarrassing. He feels shame. He feels shame by that. And you can call it insecurity, but the biggest thing is we need to bring back that shame. We need guys to be back on that shame where they think that, like, if they do something in public, they do something that looks embarrassing, that there's going to be some judgment behind it. Nowadays, nobody in society has any shame anymore, which is why we have such a delusional and degenerate society here in the US. You know what I mean? It's because, like, everybody just does what they want without care for anybody else, and no one ever gets judged for it. I think that the biggest thing about Michael Porter Jr. is that he has pride in himself. And every man should be working towards getting that level of pride where you're saying, no, I'm not going to fucking date you if you're publicly known around the NBA. No, I'm not going to want to mess with you and be your fucking husband if you can't even think of yourself. No, I'm not going to just accept the fact that you are who you are, because of that's not what I want in my life. And that's the thing about Michael Porter Jr. He's not scared to say what he has to say. He's not scared of being himself. And I think a lot of men can really strive to become that way. And it's not like he's the only person to ever do this, because there's many men who out here who are the same way. But I think a lot of guys are not looking at the deeper picture of what he's trying to really teach you, which is don't be insecure about who you are. Be who you want to be. And if you could do that, you'd be better off. And that's why I said most guys, if you date long enough, you're going to find yourself in a situation where it's like you just realize that not everybody's for you. I mean, don't let people who don't give a fuck about you make rules for your life. If you feel a certain way in your gut and your core, you should be able to feel and express those things in your own life and move carefully and judge free in your head. Because ultimately speaking, whether you're 6 feet above or 6 feet below, nobody really cares all that much. All right, y'all boys. This is KJ Black Ace. I'll holler back at you, boys. Peace.